Once upon a time, in the bustling town of Meadowbrook, there lived a young man named Harold. Harold was known far and wide for his sharp wit and his knack for making others the butt of his jokes. His friends, or rather, the people who tolerated his company, were often the targets of his relentless teasing. Harold found great delight in pointing out their flaws and making them feel small. His laughter echoed through the streets, but it was a laughter that brought no joy to those around him. Despite their discomfort, none of Harold's friends had the courage to stand up to him. They endured his mockery in silence, fearing the backlash that might come if they dared to confront him. Harold's behavior continued unchecked, and his sense of superiority grew with each passing day. One sunny afternoon, a new face appeared in Meadowbrook. His name was Marcus, a traveler with a strong build and an even stronger sense of justice. As Marcus walked through the town, he noticed the uneasy glances and whispered complaints about Harold's behavior. Curious, he decided to observe this infamous bully for himself. It didn't take long to find Harold. He was in the town square, surrounded by his usual group of friends, all of whom were enduring his latest round of insults. Marcus watched as Harold poked fun at Peter's clumsiness, mocked Sarah's stutter, and laughed at Thomas's shabby clothes. The friends' faces were downcast, their spirits crushed under the weight of Harold's words. Marcus had seen enough. He stepped forward, his presence commanding attention. "Hey, Harold," he called out, his voice steady and strong. "Why don't you pick on someone your own size?" Harold turned, surprised by the interruption. He sized up Marcus, noting the stranger's muscular frame and confident stance. For the first time, a flicker of uncertainty crossed his face. But he quickly masked it with a sneer. "And who might you be?" Harold retorted. "Another loser for me to laugh at?" Marcus smiled, unaffected by Harold's taunt. "I'm Marcus," he replied calmly. "And I think it's time someone taught you a lesson." Before Harold could respond, Marcus began to mimic Harold's earlier insults, but with a twist. He exaggerated Harold's gestures and expressions, turning them into a comical performance. The crowd watched in astonishment as Marcus effortlessly made a mockery of the town bully. Harold's friends, initially shocked, began to chuckle. Their laughter grew louder and more genuine as they realized that for once, Harold was on the receiving end. The tables had turned, and the bully was now the one being laughed at. Harold's face turned red with embarrassment. He tried to muster a retort, but the words stuck in his throat. He looked around and saw the joy and relief in his friends' eyes as they laughed freely. For the first time, Harold felt the sting of ridicule and the isolation it brought. Marcus stopped his performance and approached Harold, who was now visibly shaken.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fun songs as well as interesting and enjoyable stories.